Hi, all. My name is Brittany Braswell, and I'm coming to you live from Denver. This is Teachers Weekly. Today, we are going to be talking about um, something that's been around for a really long time in the field of special education, but lately there's been a lot of talk about what it is and why we're doing it. Yeah, let's talk about inclusion. Inclusion is when children with exceptionalities are in their general education classrooms most, if not all, of the day. Um, Historically, children were put into self-contained classrooms with different special education teachers separate from their general educational peers, and we are finding more and more that this is not the best for them. There is so much evidence that shows that children benefit from being in their general education classrooms. And I want to shout out to all the general education teachers who are taking this on and genuinely enjoying their special ed students. Um, there is so many benefits for children with exceptionalities to be in their general education classrooms. They learn from their peers, like that peer led model is so important for them. They get to interact with kids their own age. A lot of times, self contained classrooms are a mixture of a bunch of different age groups and a bunch of different grades and abilities. It also supports general education children by making them peer leaders. I have seen children become like uh, helpers of these kiddos. Like they push their wheelchairs and they support them during like a crisis if it's like a minor crisis. Sometimes that like peer stepping in and helping them with like calming down um, or with like little assignments is so beneficial for each kiddo. Um, I'm also seeing so much more empathy from general education peers. They understand their um, peers better and they're supporting them in all these positive ways. It's just what I have seen has just been amazing. Nothing short of amazing, actually. Um, so let's talk about how we got here. When the laws came out surrounding where the environment that we keep our special education children in, um, we they are written as the least restricted environment. So that leaves a lot of room for definition, right? Like, what is the least restricted environment? So a lot of schools created a classroom for these kiddos and they call that the least restricted environment, and that's what it's been for most of this time. Well, more and more districts are pulling away from that, and really the least restricted environment is with their peers as much as possible. It may require like one-on-one para support. It may require a lot of SDI, but that's where they belong, right? They're learning and they're growing with their peers, and that's just such a wonderful thing. I think the pushback that has come from general education teachers is mostly just a lack of understanding and maybe being in scenarios with inclusion that have not provided the best support. When you are supported and you are willing, this is a great collaborative idea for these kiddos, you really need to have that supportive special education teacher. You have to be open to wanting to be supported by that special education teacher. There's going to be a lot of co-teaching that goes on within your classroom to support these kiddos. A lot of times there'll be like one or two, maybe even three or four kiddos in your classroom that are being supported by the special education teacher. And as long as they're doing their job right and you're doing your job right, it is a beautiful thing for all kids. Um, within the special education or within the classroom, the general education classroom, the special education teacher should be providing that SDI. So you guys could be looking over the curriculum together and you can be deciding like what is best for this kiddo and where can you meet this kiddo where they're at to access their general education curriculum with their peers. I have seen things from doing, you guys are studying constellations and creating like a little box with constellations, but this kiddo isn't going to fold up the box and the perfect little globe of constellations, but they did like push pins instead, or um, you know, grade level reading groups, and you have peers supporting our lower level readers. It's just a huge range, and there's so much that you can do with it. And I would like to see more of it. So please reach out if you have any advice, or if you to give to general education teachers, or if you have any questions for special education teachers. This is the platform to do it. Thank you. Have a good day.